Hi, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you? How are you, lovely people? It is... What time is it? I don't know. It's about 7:30, I think. 5 minutes past 7, so earlier than I thought. That's a good thing. Gives me a bit more time than I thought I had this morning, which is nice because we're in a nice little spot and the weather looks... Yeah, looks good. Just put this on and then make a cup of coffee. Well, then pull my sleeping bag up behind me so I can use it as a backrest whilst I'm sat here. There we go. Nice. That's nice. How are we going? 17th of February. Time is flying. Whilst we're having fun, and yes, I am having fun. There's my merino wool gloves. Mustn't forget to take those. It's going to be chilly this morning. Don't think there's a frost. What's a frost is what I feel like asking at the moment. We haven't had one in ages. Let me put the microphone on this side. Actually, I could put it up there. That might be better. Behind me. So, cup of coffee time. Oat milk. Stays nice and fresh this time of year. So oat milk, some water. Oh, what are you doing down there? Water bottle. Water. Nice, nice, nice. God, it makes such a difference having this unit, even though it's a chaotic mess at the moment. And I need to get it to become less of a chaotic mess. It's still amazing. I wonder if I can't remember what the company's called now, but there's another company that does similar devices to jet boil. I wonder if they do one with a smaller bottle or cup thing at the top. Hang on, when I first light the gas, I normally have to whack it a few times. Oh, there it goes, gone straight away. That's good. I think they say ignite these without the cup on. I tend to ignite it with the cup on. Although I moan about the instability of this thing, mainly because I've got a massive great gas canister, the fact that the cup locks onto the burner at the top is actually a good thing in terms of for safety reasons. Not that doing it like this in here is particularly safe. Right, is that the spoon I normally use? Where's the other one? There it is. No, this is the one I normally use. Some coffee. I can even find the sugar this morning. Gradually depleting it. Though the less sugar I have, the longer I have sugar. Oh. So what's the? I think the sky is blue out there. And is there any wind? Can't see any. Might be able to do a drone flight, you never know. quite a nice vantage point up here, if we can. I'll tell you where we are in a minute. Once my coffee is ready, I've got some of these attachments for the new 260 watts, I think it is, a solar that I purchased. The solar panels arrived yesterday, so I'll show you those. So I've already got the 60 watt one, which is really good for going on the windscreen because it's nice and compact. I can use that to charge things directly, like the iPhone, and this little tiny where is it? There it is. Got to top you up. This little Anker power bank thingy, which is good for carrying around if any device that I need is low on battery. I can take that with me and top it up as I go. But I can charge that up via the 60 watt solar panel, and I can also charge the phone and the various cameras with the 60 watts as well. Whereas the 130 watt, of which I've now got two, one will be permanently glued onto the roof of this car or attached somehow, and the second one will be a demountable one which I can put calipers on or something and just hang over the front of the car, capture the sun, which is when I'm parked in Ventnor is over that way. Then I need to connect the two together. Got to work out which, well, the connector I've just purchased will do that with any luck. And then plug them into the what's its face? The what's its face? Yes. Bluetti, that's the thing. If I keep saying that, maybe they'll sponsor this channel one of these days, or maybe I should just contact them. I mention Bluetti so much on this channel that I don't think you guys are going to mind if I mention them, continue to mention them, because they happen to be a sponsor if they become a sponsor. Anyway, God, you're slow boiling today. There we go. Spoke too soon. There we have a nice cup of coffee. Swish this about to clean it with some water. Just a little bit. I don't want to water my coffee down too much. That also acts to cool the cup down a little bit, and I can just lay the cup over my bedding at the back for it to all cool down. It's never melted any of my bedding doing this. There we go. Oh, right. We have a nice cup of coffee. We have some new ginger nuts. I ran out of ginger nuts and kept forgetting to get more. And then suddenly I remembered to get more. So happy days. Ginger nuts, Co-op own brand, which are they're harder than the who creates the original ginger nuts. Anyway, these ones are more dunkable. I'm surprised I didn't trademark the term ginger nut. So these are called ginger nuts with an S on the end. Maybe that makes all the difference. Right. Why did I look? Oh yes, that's why I looked back here, to get the old microphone and stick it at the front. There we go, in its normal little spot. Ah, a morning in the life of a squalor dweller. Love it really. There was another little, I think it might be a Bilingo, but it looks a bit smaller. Kind of a, no, I think it was a car of some sort. Parked over there overnight. Second time I've had the same person park there, so maybe they're a full-timer who lives in their little car in this little car park. Trying to see where we are. The window's a bit messy. Trying to see where we are. We've been here before. Go and have a walk in a second if I can wrestle my jacket onto my body. Just proving a challenge. Challenge. Right. I almost didn't come here last night. I'm glad I did come here now, because the weather looks perfect. Right, let's get down onto the seat. It's the car seat. Here we go. Just going to take a few slurps of coffee and then we'll go for walkies. Let's put the usual clobber on. The hat. Oh, hang on, I have to put the band on first, don't I? The headband. Headband. Oh, hang on, I have to put the jacket on first, don't I? The second jacket. The jacket. Do I need to put anything else on first? No, this is right, isn't it? Jacket, then headband, the headband's on. I know. Okay. Headband, jacket, hat, binoculars, and then camera, and then microphone. That is the order. Let's see if I remember that and get it right this time. Jacket successfully deployed. Oh no, hang on, it's not quite done yet. Oh, pull the back down. I missed an upload, didn't I, yesterday, I think? Tried to do a video every day, but I missed one. That's not good. Maybe it gives you people a break. You people, my valued viewers, a break. Don't forget to keep providing suggestions for new or for questions you've got that you want answered, or themes I could cover in videos. It's always appreciated. Creating a list, keeping it updated, list of stuff I can do on the videos, themes I can cover. Right, it's getting a bit low on battery this, so whilst I'm fiddling here, I'm going to give it a little bit of charge. I'll turn you off for a minute. Righto, let us go for a quick walk. And I'm searching for Cirl Buntings, which I've spoken about before on this channel. Let me put Strava on so I can map my route. I ought to try to remember to put these little Strava maps on these videos so you can see where I've walked. For those of you unfamiliar with the area or wishing to visit the area and wanting to go on some of the walks I go on, it'd be nice to have a map. I can already hear a yellowhammer. Quite a lot of bird activity around here first thing. So that's Mottistone down. Goldfinches calling. Oh, there's a red kite, 2 red kites. Well, 2 red kites together, that's a species that may well be very familiar to you if you live in central England or parts of southern England, or Wales indeed. There's 2 together, so it's clearly a pair. They're recolonising. They've been very slow to get to the Isle of Wight, and it's really nice to see them. Really nice. So I assume that those 2 are going to try to nest here. So I'll be coming down here quite a lot over the summer, so I'll keep an eye on those. But what I'm doing now is trying to find another colonist, which is Cirl Bunting, or recolonist. So whereas red kite went extinct in England due to illegal killing and persecution by gamekeepers, set up there, is that robin? Yep. Cirl Buntings went extinct due to agricultural change, so fertilisers and herbicides, pesticides that wrecked the habitat for them, made farmland basically hostile. But having realised that was the case, farmers took action in Devon. So basically the Cirl Bunting, Cirl, the C is pronounced S, so Cirl Bunting. They were common across southern England, then mostly living on farmland, and then agrochemicals came along, and fertilisers particularly. Farmers started to fertilise their grasslands, which got rid of all the wildflowers, because wildflowers don't like fertiliser. It encourages the grasses at the expense of the wildflowers, which is basically why the farmers were doing it. They wanted the grasses for the cattle to eat. But they got rid of the wildflowers and got rid of the grasshoppers and stuff in the grasslands, in the meadows and pastures. And Cirl Buntings also need weedy stubbles, so cereal stubbles in winter. So the farmer harvests the cereal crops in the autumn, and they leave the stubbles over winter, and those stubbles have got weeds in them. Weeds grow amongst the cereal crops, but then herbicides came along, and they sprayed their crops with herbicides, and that got rid of all the weeds, and therefore there were no seeds, because the weeds obviously flower and set seed, and the seed is what the Cirl Buntings were eating. So any stubbles you see now are too clean. There's no wildflower weed seed in there because they've sprayed all the weeds away. So Cirl Buntings starved over the winter, and they couldn't feed their chicks over the summer because there were no invertebrates in summer, because all the flowers had gone from the fields, and there were no seeds to eat in the winter because all the annual weeds in the cereal crops had gone as well. So it's a double whammy as far as Cirl Buntings are concerned. So they went extinct in southern England, but a little population held on in South Devon, around the South Hams, and everyone realised it was a big problem if you're a Cirl Bunting, so started to pay farmers to do the right thing. And farmers did do the right thing, and the Cirl Buntings responded very quickly. Comes a car. Well, not quickly, they responded by having more chicks and surviving over the winter. So the farmers were paid by the taxpayer to do nice things for Cirl Buntings. Bring back lots of grasshoppers and lots of, or have stubble fields that are weedy over the winter. The Cirl Buntings responded. Their population started to grow, and now they're starting to spill out of South Devon. And there's now a few in Dorset, so they're coming east in our direction. There's a little bit of a frost tonight, or last night. Didn't feel very cold to me. So they're now in Purbeck, which is just over that way to the west of us, the next bit of land in Dorset. And I found one last year in Arraton Barnes, a male at Arraton Barnes, in the middle of the island, basically, slightly to the east. Woodpecker hammering in the distance. And so now my mission for the next few weeks and months is to try and find some more. There's 2 yellowhammers there, I think. That's yep. And they often get in with yellowhammers, and they feed in the same habitat over the winter, which is, I mean, this area is absolutely superb for yellowhammers, and ought to be, and probably will be in future, full of Cirl Buntings. If they manage to get across onto the island, which one already has, I'm sure there are more, this is a kind of habitat they'll thrive in. It's all National Trust owned. Well, on this side is all National Trust owned. So it's got some really good wintering habitat here and really good summer habitat. So I'm going to shut up a bit because the sun is out now on some of these trees and the shrubs. And quite often at this time of year they'll start singing, both yellowhammers and Cirl Buntings, and the song of Cirl Bunting is really obvious and quite loud. So I'm going to shut up and see if I can hear one. You never know. It's another yellowhammer. Wren. Song thrush. Wood pigeon. What's the time now? 7:35. There's some little birds ahead. There's yellowhammers singing up there. There's a yellowhammer really close here. Yeah, one yellowhammer. Came from over there. Can hear it calling. Another yellowhammer this side. That's lovely. Yellowhammer sat really close up there. It's a female. Nice. So I figure if there's yellowhammers... Oh, there's a couple of yellowhammers up there, flying along. anywhere there's yellowhammers there could be a Cirl bunting. They stick together, kind of. They don't really, but they kind of do. They're in the same habitat. Yeah, this is definitely a kind of weather where a Cirl bunting will burst into song, only briefly. It's a trill, basically. There's more yellowhammers. Doing a circuit, landed up there. Flying again. Yep, definitely a yellowhammer. Need to double check all of these little birds just in case. There's a group of 5 or 6 yellowhammers up there. More calling here. Another car. There's another yellowhammer. Goldcrest. Very nice. It's a yellowhammer in this blackthorn thicket here. What I think I might start doing, I'm going to order some seed and put it down this track. Just wild bird seed. Put it down this track and get the yellowhammers to come down onto the track. And then I can scan through them. That's a good way of finding any Cirl buntings. And it's a good time of year to do that, because they may be struggling a bit for food, although I should imagine the habitat down there has got plenty of seeds in it. This is private farmland down the bottom as far as I know. So that goldcrest's really close now. And the pheasants. Is that pheasants or partridges? Not sure. Calling in the background. Yeah, if I put seed down here, that might be the best way to search through the yellowhammers. Whole gang of them here. They're all chasing each other around, these big groups of yellowhammers. Getting frisky. So you could say, so what if you find Cirl Buntings? What then? Well, the National Trust is already doing brilliant stuff for these kinds of species here in terms of summer nesting habitat, and we'll do some work. Oh, it's a beautiful yellowhammer up there. Really bright yellow in the sun. Yeah, the thing to do would be to create more winter habitat. So more of those stubble fields, so they have plenty of food in the winter. There's a lot more of these yellowhammers here than I thought there would be. They're really loving it here. They're everywhere. There's loads of them. Yeah, this is basically territorial disputes and fighting and courtship. It's that time of year now. And they're hopping around actually on the chalk grassland up there, on the ground, which is really interesting to see. It means they're probably finding some of the weed seeds on the grassland. What a cracking morning already. It's made my day, this has, all these yellowhammers. Oh, look at that. Loads of them. All in this stubble field. Don't know if the camera's picking these up. There are absolutely loads of yellowhammers. All these birds flying are yellowhammers. All coming in. Wow, that is impressive. Because the battery's getting low on this camera, I think. I'm going to walk up onto the downs and walk back to the car. Probably get the drone up. Go this way. Do a bit of a loop. There's flocks of stuff in here as well. What are these? Okay, great tits. The robins having a fracas. Great tits again. So if I was a Cirl bunting, I'd nest along this hedge, because in summer they love grasshoppers and bush crickets, and grasshoppers and bush crickets are going to adore this hedge. Rough grass for the grasshoppers, shrubby blackthorn and hawthorn and bramble and that for the bush crickets. Really good thicket for concealing a nest. And it's south facing, so it warms up quickly at this time of day, early in the morning. And there's just loads and loads of food here. So if I don't, within the next couple of years, find a Cirl bunting singing along here, I'll be amazed. And this trackway provides shorter grass on chalky soil, and they love hopping around on this shorter, broken, disturbed ground. The Cirl buntings. It could become a lifetime obsession, this species could, because they're beautiful to look at. Well, they're little tiny brown thing, but they've got yellow on them as well, and rusty tail, and all sorts of nice features. Well, I keep saying I'm not going to be in the UK in winter, but it's around about this time, in future that is, but it's around about this time that I will return to the UK, late February. Beautiful stone chat there, cracking little bird. Yeah, this time of year that I'll return to the UK, so I can enjoy the spring as it unfolds. So get a fix of the tropics, and tropical birds and wildlife, the big bats and that kind of stuff, and the snakes and the spiders, all in the tropics over the winter. So January to mid-February, probably 6 weeks in the tropics. And then enjoy spring, summer and autumn back in the UK. Just want to check along this open bit here. So this is great. What the National Trust are doing is removing the internal fences all along here. This was an arable field, this one here. So, and the one above it, they're reverting that to grass, removing all the internal fencing and putting some new fencing up to subdivide it a little bit, but then letting the cattle and maybe sheep, ideally cattle I think, just graze over the whole area, which will turn it into even better habitat, although currently it's just superb. A redback shrikes as well, especially this slope here. So a few rabbits, which are definitely a good thing from a wildlife point of view. Non-native, no, they're not invasive, they're a non-native species, hit hard by Myxomatosis. Still a few around, not enough. Chalk Downland definitely benefits from having rabbits in decent numbers. So we're not hearing any yellowhammers in song or Cirl bunting. So I think probably a week too early for the things to really start kicking off song-wise. It's exciting times. Must remember to order that seed. I think it's Peckish is that the brand? Can't remember, let me have a look on the phone. Have I got any reception? I have actually. So what am I looking for? Amazon. Always got to buy from Amazon, unfortunately. What am I doing? Amazon. So no wheat, that's key. Birdseed. Which was the stuff? Waterton, that sounds familiar. Everyday blend, that may be it. Can't remember. It's a big old sack I used to buy anyway. I'd remember well, they probably changed the branding. 20 kilos. Right. I'll order that when I get back to Ventnor. Double check I buy the right stuff. I really thought that this winter would be difficult. It's turned out to be a really easy winter. It's barely got cold at all in the car. Maybe 3 nights where I thought, oh, I need another layer. I think if I'd been on the mainland, a bit further north, it would have been more difficult. But can I cut through up here? Yeah. That's where the cattle clearly bash through, so if cattle can fit through here, I certainly can. There's a badger set. Oh. So it's more dewy than frosty. This is not frosty at all. Put the camera back up, that's better. So the yellowhammers are clearly concentrated down by that stubble field. Oh, there's one there actually. There are fewer along here away from the stubble field. They'll spread themselves out along here over the summer when they're nesting, because they are territorial and they will squabble with each other, with adjacent territory holders. So yeah, they'll distribute themselves. Is that a yellowhammer? No, it's a robin. Whew. All the way along. Right, let's head back to the car. Head back to Flea, I mean. There's a time now. Let's have a look. It is 4 minutes past 8. Time has flown by. Come the summer, or come the spring, this will be plastered with wildflowers. Pastoral beauty, south-facing, chalk downland slopes. Be absolutely beautiful. Right, a quick interlude. I really hope you're enjoying my channel, and I get quite a lot of questions. How did you end up living in a car? How do you live in a car? And what are your plans going forward? Well, I've written a book on that subject, Breaking Free, by Cornish van dweller, funnily enough. You can find a link to where to purchase that in the description below this video, and where you'll also find links to my other books, such as this one, oddly enough, which is How to Write a Book on a Smartphone. And this book was actually written on my iPhone Mini 13 using voice to text dictation. And you'll also find this book, Bird Watching Around Ventnor. Link to that in the description below this video, and this one as well, Wildlife Watching Around Ventnor. I've written about 10 books, all of which are linked in the description below this video. Right, let's get back to watching my videos.